Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
124672.
Chad, my name is Brennan Kelsey. Along with me is Mr. Marabella and Ms. Renata will be your parole panel. I'll explain the process to you. Read some information to the record. Have a parole interview. Ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
We have Wendy Gibson here who will speak at the appropriate time. Tyrone Sylvester, Dwayne Sylvester, and Hollis McGee who will speak at the appropriate time. Chad Sylvester, DOC number 124672. You're a 6th class offender. Parole eligibility date 3/26/2019. Good time date 12/31/2030. Full term date 12/16/2031. 17-year sentence. Possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Possession of cocaine. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please answer, Ms. Renata.
Good morning, Mr. Sylvester. Mr. Sylvester, this is a rehearing, last seen in last year, 2021 rather.
Yes, ma'am.
You were denied. Why were you denied?
They made an error saying that I had 2 violent convictions, but I don't have any violent convictions.
Well, what I read was it says you had some recent write-ups. You had, and based on your prior criminal history, you had law enforcement opposition, a history of substance abuse, and that you needed programs. Do you remember him telling you that?
No, I don't, but I remember they saying about DA opposition, but my write-ups, I beat my write-ups in appeal, and they knew that information.
When was your last write-up?
In 2019.
Oh, I do see April 21 changed to not guilty, and then June of 21, another one was changed to not guilty. So
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
I see that. So the last one was in 2019 for fight.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So since your last hearing, what programs have you been able to take? I see you have like 900 something days of good time credits, but I'm
Yes,
interested in
ma'am.
recent programs.
Recent program was Celebrate Recovery.
Well, tell us what you got out of that.
I got everything out of that. The most important thing I learned out of Celebrate Recovery is that rehabilitation, it starts in the soul. It don't start in the heart and it don't start in the mind. Without you surrendering to God, a man can't truly change. How can a man say he's changed when his soul don't change? Rehabilitation has to start self first. It's not in the mind. That's the most important thing I learned from Celebrate Recovery.
So did you, I know I have a question mark. Did you ever go to the Blue Walters program?
In 2007 or 8, I believe I did.
Okay, before this period of incarceration. Okay. Tell us about what do you do there? What's your job?
Here, I'm a trustee. I'm on DOTD road crew.
So you work outside the gates
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
road? Okay. How long have you had that job?
Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. About 1 year and 9 months.
Okay, good. Well, tell us about how you're going to stay clean and sober. You mentioned the Celebrate Recovery. Tell us what your plan is whenever you're.
My rehabilitation, it doesn't stop here. If I'm granted this parole, I will continue my rehabilitation. My family took the time to reach out to a program called Serenity on the Bayou. It's in Slidell, Louisiana, right off of Old Bayou Liberty. And they agreed to accept me if I'm granted this parole.
What kind of program is that?
It's an NAAA program, ongoing.
So that's where they have the AA meetings or NA meetings?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
How many meetings do you
ma'am.
go to?
I mean, excuse me?
Meetings. How many meetings
Excuse-
a week?
Do
For
I
you.
go through here
With this program.
No.
over this program?
How would you, how many do
every
you
day,
plan? How many do you plan to?
much as possible. My rehabilitation means everything to me.
Well, give me a number. Just, have you given it any thought?
5 days, much as possible.
Well, how are you gonna support yourself?
Easy, because these classes starts at Friday.
How are you gonna support?
Oh.
yourself?
I have a job with Asphalt Solutions. And it's an asphalt company.
Is that the type of work you did before you came to jail?
No, ma'am, I was doing cement work before I came to jail. But this job here, I was offered to it because my nephew worked for the guy and he offered to give me a job to help me start out.
Where will you live?
I would live with my brother, Tyrone Sylvester,
Where's that at?
Wendy, and his wife, Wendy,
Where is that?
Slidell, Louisiana.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Sylvester, when I look at your record, you've not done well on supervision in the past. Would you agree?
Ma'am, they say I never completed parole, but that's not true. I completed parole.
A few times, but you were revoked at least 8 times.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I was. Yes.
That's
yes.
what I'm talking.
All
I
right.
see where you did complete some, when you got out on good time, you did have some successful completions, but you had a
Yes.
lot of unsuccessful.
Miss Renaza, I'm not that man.
Well, who
I
are you?
put everything. I'm Chad Sylvester, and I put everything into my rehabilitation. Everything. Every day, I recite the 12 steps. I recite the road to the recovery creed. I recite the serenity prayer, and I recite Romans 13, verse 1-5. Every day I do that. I recite it to myself. I know that's in my heart. I know that stuff is like it's in front of me. I rehabilitated myself. I did not play with these programs.
Okay, all right. You did anger management? Cage
Ma'am.
Ray?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Every
that's it. I don't have any other questions. Warden, what can you tell us about Mr. Sylvester?
Well, like Chad said, he's been in a lot of programs, but he's been working as a trustee on the road for us. That's probably the most trusted job we have, other than the ones that work around housing or up in the office buildings up there. So he gets a little nervous when he gets a little excited when he gets nervous, which either way, but he does work good and he does a good job for us.
Okay, thank you. I got.
All right, we'll hear from Miss Wendy Gibson. Go ahead and make a comment.
I was just listening.
Okay, you're not here to make a brief comment? Okay, well, thank you. All right, we'll hear from Mr. Hollis McGehee now.
Thank you. I go to Rayburn once a week and help facilitate Malachi dads and celebrate recovery. And for the past year, I've spent a couple of hours or more with Chad every Thursday along with other people, but I was in a small group with him also. He was very sincere and very diligent about being there and doing what he's supposed to do as far as that program. I don't know him outside of that, but I felt very strongly about his sincerity and his genuineness.
All right, thank you so much for your comment. All right, Chad, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, I would. I'd like to take this time to apologize to some people who I probably won't be able to if I'm released. I'd like to take the time to sincerely apologize to the citizens of St. Tammany Parish, to the law enforcement agencies who had to deal with me over the past, to the judges, and to the DA's office. I sincerely apologize for my antics over the past 30 years. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Panel prepared to vote. Ms. Renata?
I never heard anybody say that. let's just hope you have no contact with those people ever again. Except in Walmart. All right, Mr. Sylvester, your record is not all that good, but I do appreciate the fact that you've been on that DOTD crew. I know what level of trust they've put in you to work on that crew. And you've done that well for a couple of years, so I think you really have turned the corner. In spite of the opposition and in spite of the fact that you have a moderate risk score, I'm willing to take a chance on you. Don't let me down. My vote today is to grant your parole with the special conditions that you do attend a minimum of 3 AA meetings a week. You maintain full-time employment and you'll have the curfew 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
All right,
Good
thank
luck.
you.
Mr. Marabella.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Sylvester, I agree with Ms. Renatza. My vote would be the same. Good luck.
Thank you.
2 votes to grant. Also, I'm going to vote to grant your parole, with the same stipulations as stated, 3 NAA per week, full-time employment, and a curfew from 9 p to 6 a. 3 votes to grant your parole. Granted, good luck to you.
Thank you.